QQQs outperform the vast majority of venture capital, certainly angel investing, even top quartile venture capital, which apparently every venture capital firm seems to advertise because they use marks as opposed to distributions of cash to investors, which is called DPI. People FOMO into venture capital and they lose money versus the opportunity of investing in QQQ, which does contain some of the best businesses in the world. Not all of them, but by and large, you do a lot better than that, than in venture capital. And there are exceptions to that. I also invest in venture capital. We're very selective and we have an approach around that where we think we have some value added through all that, right? And the QSBS tax break in venture capital is very nice too. So OpenAI, man, these guys are caught in the middle. It's just a bad spot to be. OpenAI was the FOMO deal of last year, raising an $86 billion valuation. They're charging $20 a month for AI that Meta is now charging $0 for. Google Gemini is charging $0 for. Both of those firms have ample distribution. They got reach. They still have more to do to iterate and improve upon that, make the products better. It's search engine wars all over again, right? Google won the search engine war, the 18th player to the market. OpenAI depends on their parent Microsoft for the funding of these GPUs. Microsoft, they're going after enterprise. OpenAI is going after enterprise and consumer. So on consumer, they're flanked by Meta and Google. And Apple's trying to figure out what they're going to do there. And then an enterprise, Microsoft is getting after that segment as well. It's hard. It's a strange bedfellows, right? Microsoft acquired Inflection. They're internalizing more AI talent, I believe, to de-risk against issues around OpenAI. Sam Altman was fired by the board and is brought back. Satya Nadella is doing the right move. You have to de-risk that. AI is transformative. You can't screw that up. Better have the talent in-house. If you can de-risk for $1 billion, which you can generate pretty quickly, you should do that. Look, if it went public, I'm sure the price would go up just because of all the hype around Sam Altman, who is an incredible operator. It's nothing against Sam per se, right? So when I looked at this like October, November of last year on CoreWeave, which we're an investor in, then they generate in revenue. CoreWeave's in a data center AI play. It's private. I expect they'll go public in Q4 of this year. And CoreWeave provides the AI cloud compute. They have data centers loaded with NVIDIA GPUs. NVIDIA is one of their investors. They're very efficient at creating GPU compute, and they provision that to Microsoft, OpenAI, and others. That's a picks and shovels infrastructure play, and it's a lot cheaper than OpenAI. We invested in that $7 billion in November of last year. There's a Bloomberg article that came out a few weeks ago saying that OpenAI is now seeing interest at a $16 billion valuation. That's like a 2x return, still paper returns, from November to early April. Not bad. But those are better plays than trying to pick a winner in a crowded category at the application layer, intense competition, where these other players have different advantages. Rather, better to bet on the silicon layer, that picks and shovels infrastructure layer, find those oligopolies, find those monopolies that are the beneficiary of the capital expenditures at the application layer. So in the last month, we've seen articles. There's a great Bloomberg article talked about Amazon spending over $100 billion in CapEx on AI. Microsoft's doing that. Meta's doing that. Google's doing that. That's great for the silicon layer. It's not actually great for shareholders in those companies. That's earnings that otherwise would have been that's getting transformed to expenditures to those CapEx receivers. Now, whoever wins that prize, the application layer, is going to have a great prize, but you're not going to see ROI for a long time because they're in brutal competition with one another to win the application layer, right?